CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
Good evening. Thank you for being here. We begin tonight in Powell River, a coastal community that already feels isolated. It is on the mainland, but you need to take a ferry to get there, and that is going to be the problem. Next year, BC Ferries will upgrade terminals in Powell River and in Comox, and they'll be closed for 2 months. People who need to get from Powell River to Comox will have to take a detour, a 10-hour round trip that'll take them through Nanaimo. They're angry, and they say it is yet more discrimination against their town. CTV's Chandler Grieve has details tonight from Powell River.
It is the boat and terminal that represent the highway between Powell River and Vancouver Island.
Just my traveling, I travel a ferry every 5 days for work.
For some, the 80-minute commute is the only way to get specialized medical attention. For businesses, it is a lifeline.
I just go to Courtney and then I offload, then after that I go down south.
But for at least 2 months next year, the link will be broken, as both terminals will be closed by BC Ferries for upgrades.
It will be about a month for the Little River Terminal and approximately 2 months for the Powell River Terminal.
BC Ferries says the Little River Terminal in Comox and Westview Terminal in Powell River are at the end of their useful lives, and both need extensive work. But simultaneously closing the terminals will mean one marathon commute for travelers.
It just makes the trip a lot longer.
How much longer? Well, BC Ferries is setting up a substitute run that will travel from Saltery Bay to Departure Bay in Nanaimo. But the crossing time for that will be 3 hours. If you add in the driving time, you are now looking at more than 10 hours for a round trip.
Very limited, excruciating service for 8 weeks. That's hard on everything from, seniors and medical and tourism and business travel and just enjoying your quality of life.
All of this area is new.
Gordon Wilson lives in Powell River and is a former minister of BC Ferries. He says this is another example of his town being neglected by the company.
We're treated like we're second-class citizens. We are not treated like this is an extension of our highway. As a result, it impacts negatively on our community.
What's even more frustrating for many in Powell River is the fact they've been lobbying BC Ferries for years to build a second ramp here to help alleviate traffic during the peak season. They thought next year would be the perfect time to do so when the terminal's closed. BC Ferries doesn't agree.
The expense of a second dock could be anywhere between $10 or $15 million, and we don't see that as an expenditure that we need to make.
It won't be better in the end, because we'll still only have one ramp. And all it takes after the end of 8 weeks is if a ferry rams it and knocks the new ramp out, we're back to square one.
BC Ferries says it is working to arrange flights between Powell River and Comox during the 2 months, and is also holding 3 public open houses in February to discuss the plan. A plan that right now looks like anything but smooth sailing for travelers. Chandler Grieve, CTV News, Powell River.